We need to clean shop, get things straightened out in here. We got Ryan, the mechanic, coming out tomorrow. So we want to get things where we can work around the combine, have the combine in a nice spot, be ready. So when Ryan walks in the door tomorrow, we can say, grab some tools, let's get started.
Everybody out in the world, stop messing around. Missing what you want. My brother's going down the drain. My sister's living the dream. But everybody's singing along. It's okay, we'll all soon be gone. Hey, what's the matter with the bright red lights?
Oh, big leap.
It's tight. Our new shop will not be this at all.
Last fall, once we got done with harvest, Ryan, our combine mechanic, came out, he blew off our combine, and then he did a Ryan kinda knows what he's doing inspection on the machine, wrote down a list of stuff we needed, we ordered the parts, those finally just came in. So today, we're gonna be tearing everything off the combine, and we're gonna we're gonna be replacing everything.
Lie awake at night. Are you afraid to turn out the lights? Is there something you're scared of? What's there out in the dark? Make sure to keep all your windows locked. Do you surrender? You try to stay awake. These walls you can't escape. Here's one for the lonely hearts. You better run out of here. Bet you can look the other way.
When it comes to what Ryan found on the combine, everything up here seemed to be pretty good. We did find one of these bent, but it's literally 2 bolts on each side to fix one of those. And coming around the side of the machine, we have the area where corn goes through the rotor, gets knocked off the ear, and then gets put into individual kernels, so clean grain gets taken up this. The chain that's inside of there, the paddles that take it up, that was wore out. The boot that goes on the bottom of this is wore out. The boot at the top is also wore out. The bottom here, where there's an auger that goes inside, the bottom of this is wore out. That auger was wore out. This is actually the auger that was down in there. If I rub my finger along the edge, it's really sharp, and it's actually starting to flake off in a couple spots, and it's getting really thin. So we got the brand new one right here, as we can see how much way thicker that is. So we'll be slapping that bad boy in. The combine did come with a short-fingered pre-sieve, which is more for smaller crops, not necessarily optimal for corn or soybeans. We already got that pulled out. That's located right in here underneath the rotor. So you can see the new ones in right there. And we have a random assortments of belts. We've got several boxes of them here. And then we have several sprockets that are going to be put on new. I honestly don't know what all these go to, but Ryan does, so that's why he's here. For the boot that goes on the bottom of the clean grain elevator and the top, as well as this bottom part here, Cooper is doing something kind of cool.
On combine, you get a lot of wear points where grain flows through, so this is the bottom of our clean grain elevator. As you can tell, right here, it's getting thin. We tried welding it, but it just blew holes. So we ordered a liner kit. And what you do is you just, it gives you instructions, very in detailed. Tack it all up, put these liners in, tack them. So I got 2 more to put in. And then once it's all in, we'll weld it all together. Then it can't come out, and it'll look good.
So it's literally just another piece of metal.
Right, so this whole kit for all this liner stuff was $925, but a new boot's $2,000. So it's a lot cheaper, and it prolongs the life of this for a long time.
Then you end up just welding the whole seam shut.
Yeah, eventually, once we get everything tacked into place, then we'll weld everything, because if you get stuff too hot, stuff moves. So once you get everything in and tack it, then you can go ahead and weld stuff. Then if you have a screw up too, you're only cutting tack welds instead of a hole.
Then on the other side of the combine, Dad's already hard at work. What are we fixing over here, Dad?
Taking down the drive line PTO shaft that goes from the pump here all the way down to the corn head. Last year we were getting a real bad vibration in it, and we put in some new bearings, but we're still getting a vibration, so we're going to replace all the knuckles, realign it, and there is a couple brackets we noticed some cracks that probably making it shake a little too. So once there's a bad vibration, you can do some damage quick.
Oh, well, you guys can see in there, but right there, those are cracked. And that's what holds that bracket, which goes to this hanger right here.
Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm going to go a little further than you, and then I can start down here. We'll grab that washer down there for that.
Then inside the rotor, there's those little blocky looking things right there. Those are called rasp bars. That's right, Ryan. Rasp bar? They're called rasp bars, right? Like a raspberry?
No, R-A-S-B.
R-A-S-B? B as in barn?
Take a number 2 pencil and lay it in here,
Yeah.
and then it'll give you the depth. But that's how the spec is. But if you look at like any other mechanic, we're gonna look at the bolt heads, and you'll see the wear difference in them bolt heads.
Oh yeah. Then up here on the top of the combine, I think we got Ryan probably sleeping in the grain tank right now. Ooh boy, it's like a balancing game right here. Oh, there he is. Oh, now he's filming me. Making a talk tick.
The dock tick.
So you're doing, pulling that auger out there, that one needs replaced?
No, I got it to where you can pull it out. And then we're putting a liner in this tube also, because it's getting thin right here.
So just like what Cooper's doing?
Pretty much. The liner's in a tube down there, and we'll slide it in and we'll plug weld it.
Oh, sure.
Well, okay, it comes with hardware. You can either plug weld it or you can fasten it up to hardware, and we'll probably plug weld it. You got it? Nothing to it.
Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
I fell last summer. I was carrying one of them down 7120, and I fell all the way down the back of that ladder.
That's not fun.
No.
Hey, Dad! Come to the back of the combine. Notice how that's kind of wavy throughout, and that's really sharp. Feels like a knife. It's supposed to look like this. That's what the brand new one looks like. This is what we're going to be replacing it with. So that's what several 100,000, if not millions of bushels of grain will do to metal over time. From that to that.
Last year we were having problems having the fan fall off, the engine fan.
Yeah.
I welded a washer.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Wonder if I should tear all that apart and try to get that bracket out of there, because if a bearing goes out on the fan, on the thing, and we screwed.
Grab me like a 14, 15 socket.
It's a 16. Hold her for a minute. Got her? Yep. Oh.
washer's recessed on the other side, so it goes in and it's the same depth as that snap ring, so it's tightened up. You can.
What size is that?
9/16.
Dave did some work here. He drilled out the middle of this. This is our fan for the combine. Do you want Dave to lift it back in there so then you can hold it where you put the bolts? This little thing here, 220 bucks, he said, for that little piece of.
Really?
Yeah. What is it?
It's a dust cover. It goes on the back of the fan. So you put your 3 bolts in on the fan, holds the fan on here,
For Pete's sake.
and then you take this and put it on the other side of the fan. Keeps the dust.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Dave puts a guarantee on all his work. It's guaranteed till you run it.
It's 550, 5 minutes or 50 feet, whichever comes first.
Whoa, holy smokes, Dad cleaned his truck. That's a rare sight. Wow. Anna, don't look at that. Don't look at that, Anna. Don't look at that. So Dad just left for the bathroom.
27 minutes.
I said 25, and it's 101.
What time is it?
At 25, I was a minute off.
Oh, hey, Dad.
You want one more good one for here?
Want to see where this goes?
Okay. You can bring over 3 to yours.
Got some funny looking corn here, Isaiah.
That's kind of what I thought. Once you take off, curve over towards that car trailer. Okay. Go right as far as you can.
You need help there, Paul?
Yeah, Mike.
Or we might have a workman's comp playing here.
Okay, Cole. Cooper and I have been fighting this guy for a little while. There's these little slide things that it forces this back end up, and when it does that, it makes us hit the top end there. So I'm kind of wondering if we need to take this bracket off somehow, but it ties into everything in here in the grain tank. So we'd have all these bolts to get rid of, and all the ones going over here. I think it ends down there. Cooper and I messed around on that combine for a good, probably an embarrassing amount of time, and instead of tearing half the grain tank apart like I think we need to do, we're just gonna wait for Ryan, because he's probably gonna be like, guys, you didn't have to do that, you just had to do this one simple little thing. Anyhow, I guess there's an auction coming up this weekend, and holy smokes, I better slow down. Dad put new rock down here, left a little speed bump for me. There's an auction coming up this weekend, and we have all our old augers in the back. We don't need any more, we're not gonna use them. We have the new ones. So I'm gonna get those pulled up onto the rock tonight, because it's supposed to rain, And where they're sitting right now, it'd be impossible to get them out. Ooh, we might have to do something here too. They put new rock on this top road and we have like a speed bump there now. It's gonna be impossible for us to get the planter out with it like that because you were rubbing the ground before they lifted that up and now that is significantly higher. See what I mean? We're gonna try to get everything pulled up in over here. We're right off the backside of the new bin site. We are going to be keeping that 10-inch auger because when we need to unload beans out of the cooling bin that's hiding in there, it's just tight enough where our backhoe conveyor auger just doesn't quite fit in there the best, and so we just need the little extra length in order to get the grain cart under. So we're keeping that one, but otherwise, all these guys over here are going to be going. I know this one here, I see we got a good motor on it. Honestly, that motor is probably worth what this auger is. So we're going to pull that off because having a 10 horsepower motor is always handy. Yeah, these three. I think there's one down there. That one way over there is junk, needs to be cut up. Got our work cut out for us. Hopefully I don't get stuck down here because it's a little soft. I'm not gonna lie.
Tend the garden with me. We have so many seeds to sow.